Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Mad M, and today I am going to be putting myself through a challenge. This challenge is to make a dress in 2, maybe 3 days. I have been very inspired by the snow that we just got recently here in PA, and it's so beautiful, so gorgeous, even though my dogs have already ran through it and made little crop circles, because that's what my golden retriever does. He likes to make little tiny crop circles. Anyways, I was so inspired by the snow that it made me remember one of my favorite movies growing up, Anastasia. And I will be doing the Once Upon a December dress. And let me tell you, that song was always stuck in my head as a kid because I was also born in December. And it was just like, this is a pretty song. I absolutely love it. And I love the movie too. It's really beautiful, even though there's some animation flaws and some historical inaccuracies, but it's still a great movie. So with that said, let's head over to the couch and go through the fabric choices. So here is the fabric that I did get at Joann's. I didn't purchase it from my normal provider of fabric, which is Fabric Wholesale Direct, which is my favorite website to go to for inexpensive fabric with really, really good quality. So, because I don't have time, I'm trying to get this dress done before convention that happens in 1 week. Why am I doing this to myself? Anyways, I have a bit of yellow organza here for the overlay of the skirt and possibly the bodice to give it a little shimmer. I have some crepe back satin for the skirt and obviously for the bodice. And then I have 2 blue fabrics here, a lace type fabric to go over this fabric to make the waistband and bows. So I plan on doing this cosplay in at least 2 days. I purchased the wig and the crown, and that's on its way. I don't have time to make a crown. I wish I did, but I just don't. So that is coming. So the plan for the day is to start the skirt and let that hang. I like to let my skirts hang for at least a day when they're circle skirts. That way they have plenty of time for gravity to do its work. And do the bodice today. And the sleeves, I don't know where that fabric is, but I'm going to be using leftover fabric for those sleeves. You'll know which kind, because if you have seen the Alina Gray video, it is the same exact fabric. Would I like something a little bit more shimmier? Would I like to have used a more shimmery fabric that I'm using for a different project, which will be out in February, hopefully? Yes, I would. But I kind of budgeted myself to at least $100 for this project, and a lot of the money went to this fabric here. So I'm just reusing what I got. And a lot of the trims are just gonna go through my stash and slap things on and see what works, see what doesn't, and then we will go from there. Yeah, I think that is the plan, hopefully. I'm gonna give myself a day buffer too, if this project is done in 3 days. So we will see what happens now, shall we? So I'm gonna get started on the circle skirt. So I don't have enough to make 2 circle skirts. We are going to troubleshoot this and make it into an A-line skirt instead. Unless I figure something out on the back. I think I figured something out on the back. We'll see. This is like the main front. Unless I can like get the rest of this to be somewhat of a circle skirt. If this is like 56 inches, we'll see. Because if this is, then all I have to do is cut this out and let this be just a small panel on the back. So we shall see. Let me see how much I have left. 19. I'm short an inch on this side. But I could probably lose an inch in the skirt, which is fine. So good news is it's okay. It still has, I could probably go back in the future and put in an extra panel, but it is half a circle skirt and a quarter of a circle skirt. And it has plenty of the floof in it. Fits if I really have to. I can like cut the waist circumference a little bit bigger. But so far, so good. I'm going to put this on the dress form and then I'm going to hem it real fast and then let it sit and then do the organza layer. Whoop. With the skirt all cut out, I just have to hem it and I'll take a little bit more off of that if I need it. But for right now, I'm just going to let it hang and then I will put it all together tomorrow. That is literally all I have left of the yellow fabric. I'm going to make it work. I will gonna make it work for the bodice, but first I have to cut out a pattern real quick and modify that pattern to be what I need it to be. So I'm gonna go cut that out. 2 days. We are almost halfway through. We're about maybe a fourth of the way there. So yeah, let's do it. So we have half of the pattern here so far. I'm running out of muslin, so I can't make a full mock-up, but we're getting something. We're getting something. I'm gonna put like a little bit of fabric right here just to connect it, and also in the back, and then make a back panel. But I think this will work perfectly fine for the bodice. I'm gonna take it apart and pin where it needs to be pinned, and then draw out a paper pattern and go from there. So yeah. So I'm going to zigzag stitch the organza over it first before I sew it on like this. So that way it is inside and protected, and then I will find something to do a lining with. Probably tomorrow, because after I'm done putting this together, then it just needs the decorations. I gotta do the sleeves and then make up the lining, which should be about the exact same thing. It should be okay. And then we'll put the lining in and not close up the sleeve holes just yet. There we go. We'll put the sleeves in on this first, then put in the lining, then hand sew the closures closed. I'll talk about that later. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish this up, and then I think I'll be done for the day and finish everything up tomorrow. Okay, the bodice is together. It fits. There's plenty of room in the arms, and it's a little big on the back, but I'm gonna do something with the back while I put in the boning soon, tomorrow. I don't have enough steel bone, or spiral steel boning, so I'm gonna have to use my old method, which is zip ties, which they work on a short-term basis. When I get more, I'll switch it out. But yeah, so far, so good. The skirt's still hanging. I gotta go make dinner, and I don't know if I have work tomorrow, so we'll see if I get on this tomorrow or not. So we shall see. All that's left is the decoration and lining, closures, sleeves, bodice is done. This hemmed. This needs to be hemmed, and then waistband and then bows, and then done. So that's it. So I will get on this tomorrow. Day 2 of this project, I had to go to the store because I don't have the lace that I really want to use at all in my stash. It's all really bright white and things like that. So I went to the store. I bought some cotton for the lining because it worked for the other bodice I'm doing. And I think it'll work for this one. It has enough stretch. Okay, so I got some trims. One's really white, but I'm thinking if I overlay it with like this one, it'll look nice. I'm gonna message my friend, or putting just this one on. It's like a nice pale antique, I'm gonna say antique lace almost. And then I got like a couple flower decals just to put around, just to coincide with the waistband, which I kind of started cutting that out last night before I went to bed. So that's, most of it's cut out, not all of it is. I have to work on the waistband and figure out how much I need of the lace for that. Most of the bows are ready to go for that. And yeah, so the plan today is to hem the skirts, the sleeves, put the trim on, put the lining on, and hopefully that will work. So I'm gonna go sew up the skirts, and then I'm gonna sew up the organza portion of the skirt, and then even out the hem, and then hem that with a very, very tight zigzag stitch, because I've learned that you can do that with chiffons, and it actually looks really nice, especially when you use the exact same color that the material is. So and then I'm gonna roll hem the underskirt, and then look for my zip ties for the boning channels, and then go from there. So Okay, so I have the fashion layer of the bodice done with its lace. I talked to a friend and they said this one looks the cutest. And I got some little blue flowers. I think I showed them before, I don't remember. And I'm gonna put some like around the neckline. I'm going to like pinch it down so it stays down and flat when I put on the lining. The lining is done. I didn't film it because it's the same process as the bodice. It has its channels in it. Before we put everything on, we need to do the sleeves real quick because I'm going to put the sleeves in the fashion layer and then sew in the lining very carefully, only at the top, and then flip it and then take care of the back, and then we'll finish up with the bow and then the waist of the skirt. So I need to go charge my laptop real quickly and then I will be back down here later. So here is the base, the sleeve. I ironed it out because it was a little wrinkly when as I put it out. I should have ironed this whole thing out, but I was too lazy to do so. I am going to do the exact same thing I did for the chiffon layer on the skirt. I'm going to French seam the connecting seams so everything is protected, and then I'm going to hem it the same way as I hemmed the skirt, and then attach onto the bodice, and then put on the lining, and then put in the boning, and see if I have enough fabric for bias tape. So yeah, this is exciting. I'm almost done. I got like 4 things left to do. So we have one sleeve on. We're going to do the other one in a minute, and then we will get the lining in along with maybe the boning. I'm going to have to hand sew it down in the arms here, but it's looking really cute. So this is all ready for hand sewing, and I am going to take care of the bow stuff before I go upstairs and just hang out with my mom while I hand sew and watch Chicago Fire. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm on my bed right now because I'm very tired, but I'm just able to stitch to close in the seams to make it nice and neat and protect the sleeves and the bodice from any fraying, and then I do it on the other side. This is a little too big, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fold this over and just like good stitch it down, and then put the eyelets here instead on this side of the boning, which is not what I normally do. I usually put it on this side, but it's just way too big. I should have measured better, so we're just going to go in, quick stitch it down, and go from there. So we're on day 3. I had to go to work today. I'm a substitute teacher in my district, so I go in whenever I'm needed, and I am finishing up the armholes just with the hand stitching. I still need to put in one little bone, or sorry, not bone. I need to put one more piece of boning into the dress, and then do the eyelets, and then the bodice is done, and then I just have to finish the waistband of the skirt, and then just finish the belt and bows. And I also have D&D tonight, so I can do a lot of the hand sewing while I am playing D&D. So hopefully I can get all of this done by tonight. And yeah. So I'm filming this from my computer because it's just been very difficult to do things right now. I did complete the dress before my convention, but I did not really complete it in 3 days because of two main reasons. In total hours, I would say I did complete it in 3 days. What ended up happening is that I got very sick with the norovirus, and I got that probably from my job, which, you know, it happens, it's been going around, and I was in bed for like a couple days. And then the other thing was I lost my beloved and silly little golden retriever due to kidney cancer that I didn't know he had. So I've been dealing with that grief for 2 weeks. It's been difficult trying to finish this video, but I have the dress, and I will explain how I finished it. So I did do a lot of the hand sewing while I was sick, like every single time I woke up, and I was just working on it. So here is the dress. Here is the bow, which is separate. I have little snaps on it to hook onto the belt, which I did something very different. Here is the bodice. As you can see, there are eyelets in the back. I did do some, because I didn't like how the silver was looking from the eyelets that I put in. I took a little bit of the embroidery floss, and I just went around it with yellow just to hide them and all that, and then of course these sleeves and the boning. It is a little big on me, I think, because since I was sick, I lost a couple of inches. And I put some snaps in certain positions on the bodice so that the belt can snap on. And the belt was just a simple, tube that has lace fabric over it. So that was just the remaining pieces that I had to do, and yeah. So I'm sorry I didn't film that. I mean, it is what it is. Life happens, and plans usually are tentative when it comes to this kind of stuff. I feel like it's just like you can't plan for these kinds of things. I did go to the convention. I did have fun. I got to hang out with my friends. I got to see people I haven't seen in a while, and it was just a blast overall. I did win in second place for the Hall cosplay competition, but not in this dress. It was in my Elena Gray costume, which is in another video, and I'm really proud of how that came out, and I can't wait to bring it to ZenkaiCon for the masquerade, because that's for the masquerade, and then I have a whole nother thing for the craftsmanship competition there. So with that, I did do the reveal. I did a reveal shoot with a friend of mine. So, yeah, that's the dress. I am happy with how it turned out. It is a little tight with the skirt because I didn't have enough fabric to make 2 half circle skirts. But that's really the only issue with it. And of course the fact that I lost some weight and the bodice is a little too big. But that's okay. I mean, I can take it in a spot. I just have to figure that out later. And I love the wig. I love the tiara that I have for it. And yeah, this whole costume was fun to wear and to make, even though there was that brief bit of time where I didn't want to do anything because of everything that happened. But there's not that many issues that I have with this dress. I might remake this skirt just to make it a little more to my waist measurement, but besides that, it's okay. I like it. I think that's all that really matters, is that I like it. So thank you guys for sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next one.